Hello everyone, I'm the Baron and we're going to be doing a class on some drinks. Now this is going to be an interesting drink because it's called Sekanjabin. It's an Arabic word, but there is other variations in the European geography for the same types of things, just different flavors, different herbs, things like that. Essentially, it is a sweetened vinegar concentrate. So you can have the basic stuff, which is vinegar. You can use wine vinegar, or you can use apple cider vinegar. I'm using apple cider. I like it a little bit better. And what you do is you add the sugar or honey, either one. It depends on the type of flavor you want and the texture. So the main two sweeteners is sugar and honey, and you can either use apple cider vinegar or wine vinegar. And what you do is I'm going to use a small portion, and I'm going to show you how to condense it as one version so you can transport it and add water and other aspects to have a nice refreshing drink. It is a very, very doable drink for many different things. So you can have it plain and like room temperature. You can actually have it where it is chilled, and you can have it where it is mulled. So you add some more spices and you heat it up. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to put into a bowl 2 cups of water. Okay. From there, you can use, I'm using the apple cider vinegar, add that in. And then add in, so 2 cups of water, half a cup of apple cider vinegar, and 1 cup of sugar. Excuse me, I missed. Stir. And from here, what you do is you just stir it. And once it starts to boil, you want to reduce it a little bit and then let it evaporate so it becomes like a syrup. Okay. You do that for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, down to the consistency that you want. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is people are thinking, why would you use vinegar? Okay, think about way back when. Water was usually not the cleanest thing. So people would usually add things to water to make it taste better, make it a little more palatable, things like that. Well, wine would also go bad and become vinegar. So what they would do is they would add wine to the vinegar to kind of soften the terrible flavor. But then they realized if we just add sugar, hey, it makes it even better. And then to cover it up even more, we will add different flavors. So you can add mint. That was very Middle Eastern. So mint, you can add cucumber. Let's see, what are some other popular things you can add to it? Of course, I had it and now I can't remember it. That's the way it goes. But mint was always, ginger. Ginger was also a very nice, because it has a very strong flavor that it would hide some of the bitterness or whatever. Now, the interesting thing about vinegar, okay, it tastes terrible, yes. When you add sugar to it, it doesn't taste so bad, but it gives it kind of a zesty or a zingy flavor. Now, say for example, you add cucumbers and make cucumber water and add this with it. It adds another level to the cucumber. So, and like I said, same exact thing. If you want to add a little bit of cinnamon or cloves or allspice and heat it up for Christmas time, it's a different version of a zesty mulled wine. Now, like the wines that you choose, you can choose whatever you want. Most of it is, you can use a red wine, a white wine. I am using more of a dessert wine, which is going to have a little bit more of a flavor. Now, if you just want to have just a straight cucumber, just a straight white wine is fine. Of course, it's going to make it alcoholic, so just make sure you understand that. But if you want something that's a little bit more flavor, or that you want to have a little bit more herbs or something like that, so you want to have like allspice in it, you might want to have more of a flavored dessert wine to add to it to make the flavor more complex. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to spend the next 10, 20, 30 minutes letting this boil and getting condensed more to a syrup, because at that point you just put it in a jar, take it someplace, and then you add water and you add the wine that you want to. So what I'm going to do is essentially take it off. Now remember, it's going to be very hot. So if you want it like a hot beverage, which is very easily do, you can just add wine to it. Remember, do not boil the wine unless you want to remove the alcohol out of it. Otherwise, you add the alcohol later after it cools down. I'm not really going to let it cool down because I don't have that much time on this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour it back into the bowl that I'm using. I am not going to add any herbs. So you could add sage, you can add cumin, you can add coriander, you can add whatever types of flavors that you want to enhance. Like I said, it can be cold, it can be neutral, or it can be hot. So that's going to be interesting. Now, another thing you're going to see is that it's in, sure. It has a nice light yellow texture. So if you add a straight white wine to it, it's going to blend it out a little bit more. Mine is pretty much almost the exact same color as the drink, the wine, because I'm using a dessert wine. So I add the same amount as I do with water. So 1 cup of water, 1 cup of wine. To the 1 cup of, did I say 1 cup? Yes, 1 cup of sugar and half a cup. I add a little bit more than half a cup of vinegar. Now, as with everything else, it's all about flavor. The way that you want it, if you want to use a white wine, if you want to use a red wine, that's totally good. And actually, it's a little bit more, I'm not going to say period, but it's a little bit more acceptable as the, like a heated wine or a mulled wine, because those are usually going to be more of a reddish color. So it's going to be, people are going to identify it, and identify with it a lot more and a lot easier. But like I said before, the interesting thing about this, you can condense it into a syrup, and then all you have to do is add water to make it what you want, or water and wine to get the flavor that you want. Put it on ice, just have it as a straight, nice little meal drink, that type of thing. It is a multifaceted and very easy type of drink to have. And like I said, the reason that it's this this setup is the vinegar is going to add a different texture, and like I call it a zing. So you might have this, but then you're going to go, whoo, there's that, and that's the vinegar. So, and some people are really into having vinegar as a healthy aspect to their diet and everything like that. So it's easy, it's quick. You can make it straight drink and alcoholic, multifaceted on what you want to do. So I'm going to take a small little sample. And of course, it is going to be warm because I boiled it. And like I said, when you really should add the alcohol or the water is after you let it sit, probably, or put in the refrigerator for about an hour so it gets down to more room temperature. Otherwise, when it gets hot, the other interesting thing is you're going to really have a vinegar aroma. It's not going to be so overpowering that you're like, which is good. But the wine is going to mellow it. If you don't use the wine, you're going to get more of the vinegar aroma. But then again, if you also add cinnamon or cloves, that is also going to add to it and create the complex flavor. So as with everything, when you do brewing or anything like that, part of it is not just the flavor profile, but it's the aroma profile. So this is kind of nice. And like I said, the three main things can be mint. So you're going to have a very zesty mint. You're going to have a very crisp ginger, or you can have a very refreshing cucumber, whatever you want to do. Like I said, those are pretty much the three main ones that I see. But as with everything else, this is for you guys to enjoy, you guys to try, and I hope you do. So this is a nice, short, little quick one, and I'll try and do some more videos pertaining to different drinks, because there's actually quite a few, which is kind of funny because there's usually the beer, wine, ale grouping, and then there's the others. So there's going to be one that's more Roman, there's going to be more of a peasant, everything like that. So as with everything, we're going to keep on trying different things, and hopefully you guys will try it at home with hopefully stuff that you have just straight in your kitchen or in your cabinets. And it's very quick, very easy, and just give it a shot. So let's give it a shot. You don't taste the vinegar. It is, you're not like, it is quite refreshing, strangely enough. So yes, I can definitely see people drinking this at a feast while they're eating. Clears the palate. It's like a little aspect of if you chew gum and then you get rid of it, you kind of get that crispness that you have in your sinus cavities in your throat. That type of thing is exactly the type of reaction after you get done drinking it. So hope you enjoy it, and I hope you try it, and we'll do some more later. Thank you very much.